Merry meet. Welcome to Witch Magic. I'm Dawn, and I will be taking you on a spiritual journey to all things magic and witchcrafts. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Witch Magic. Today, we are talking about Dreamcatchers. So I kind of thought it would make sense to talk about something that comes from Native Americans when we are so close to Thanksgiving. So I want to talk about one of my favorite things that Native Americans make, and that's the Dreamcatchers. So the tradition of the Dreamcatcher started with the Chippewa, one of the largest tribes in America, and it symbolizes oneness. In Lakota culture, it means the web of life. The design of the Dreamcatcher came from someone known as the Spider Woman. Her actual name is hard to pronounce, and I really don't want to mess it up, so I'm just going to refer to her as the Spider Woman. Okay. Anyway, she was in charge of protecting all the infants and adults. It got to be a bit much, so women were responsible for weaving the webs as well as adding charms that would capture any harm that made its way to the infant. There are many different styles of dream catchers, but they all have the same elements, which have meaning to them. For instance, the hoop, which is the starting point and make it a dream catcher, right, represents the circle of life. I've also seen many other shapes, such as moon shapes, star shapes, and teardrops, but they all come back to representing the circle of life. Traditionally, they were made from a willow branch, and the web is for catching bad dreams and is usually made of leather, nettle fiber, or sinew. Feathers represent ladders for dreams to use to get to the mind of the dreamer. Beads can represent directions or the amount of dreams that the web has caught. And also sometimes if you see like one bead, like maybe even in the middle of the web, that represents the spider from the Spider Woman. Arrowheads usually point to the four corners of the earth and is for strength and protection. Gemstones can replace feathers when feathers, for whatever reason, cannot be used, right? So not only can dream catchers catch bad dreams, but they can also help your dreams have deeper meaning. We may be getting messages from spirits offering us guidance. Dream catchers can help us interpret dreams. The best dream catchers come from the Native Americans. In fact, I feel like a dream catcher isn't official or legit unless it was made by an indigenous person. I remember going to a powwow and purchasing one there. This was a long time ago. It felt a lot better getting one there than anywhere else because first of all, I know it's a real one because of who made it. And second, and actually I actually met the person who made it. And second, I was supporting Native Americans. That powwow, by the way, was so much fun. My kids were younger and they were amazed by the Indians and all their feathers and headdresses. We all even got to do a little bit of drumming. I recently found out that powwow actually indicates an event where Native Americans practice magic. How cool is that? So here is a poem I found online from the First People website. It's called Dreamcatchers. In ancient Chippewa tradition, the dream net has been made for many generations where spirit dreams have played. Hung above the cradle board or in the lodge up high, the dream net catches bad dreams while good dreams slip on by. Bad dreams become entangled among the sinew thread. Good dreams slip through the center hole while you dream upon your head. This is an ancient legend, since dreams will never cease. Hang this dream net above your bed, dream on and be at peace. Isn't that nice? So, as we get ready for Thanksgiving, keep in mind that some Native Americans don't celebrate it. but I know plenty that do. And some see it as a day of mourning, since it's a reminder of the genocide of millions of Native people and the struggles that they have endured. The Native American philosophy of Thanksgiving is giving without expecting anything in return. And that's the way life should be anyway. With all this being said, I am in no way an expert in Native American culture, except some of the friends I have. So I hope anyone listening here does not get offended. Anyway, I have Dreamcatchers in my home as protection. I also do a Thanksgiving theme in my classroom where we focus on pilgrims and Indians, as well as turkeys and the traditional feast. We will also be having a center-wide Friendsgiving with the children's families. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, what are some of your traditions? We are having dinner at my sister's house this year, and then the day after is when our Yule decorations go up. Yay! I know some people who have already started decorating for Yule or Christmas and whatever. My sister, for instance, the one I just mentioned, she already has her tree up. So I like to tend to wait until the day after Thanksgiving. It's like Thanksgiving and then boom, Christmas, Yule, what have you, and all the other holidays that go on at that time of year. So I found this poem online. It's a Thanksgiving poem, and it's called When It's Thanksgiving, and I would like to recite it for you. The kitchen's full of the nicest sounds, of pans and ladles stirring, of bubbly pots and kettles on, and spoons and beaters whirring. The kitchen's full of the finest smells, of dinner in the making, of turkey on and cranberries and pumpkin pies a baking. The kitchen gives it all away, as sure as you are living. You never have to look at all to know when it's Thanksgiving. So that really cute poem was written by Eileen Fisher, and I will, after this episode gets published, I will post that on the Facebook group as well as the Dreamcatcher poem that I recited on here too. So, all right. So now that's all that I have to really say about all of that stuff. But I do want to do a oracle card drawing for you. I'm drawing from the Oracle of Light and Dreams deck that I've drawn before. So here I am just shuffling them. And let's see what we can come up with. Let's see what kind of card we can come up with. By the way, I asked about, what are your favorite traditions? What are your favorite foods to eat on Thanksgiving? I know that, getting back to traditions, and I gotta stop shuffling. But before I draw the card, let me finish my thought. I love watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on TV. That is a must for me. I have always enjoyed watching it since I was a kid. And my kids like watching it, and I just love it. Sometimes I miss some of it, whether it's the beginning or the end, depending on what's going on and what time things are happening and all that kind of thing. But for the most part, I do watch it, and I do get to watch most of it. And my favorite things on the parade to watch are the singing from the theater groups, and I like to see the Rockettes, and of course I like all the balloons and everything like that. How fun is that? I would love to visit New York City and try to get down to see the Thanksgiving parade one of these days. But anyway, we'll see. It is really crowded. And of course, we have our traditional feast, and we've had it different places. I've hosted it maybe once or twice. It's mostly my parents host it. Like I said, my sister's hosting it this year, so it's a lot of fun. All right, well, let's see what card we drew. Interesting. This is the card of Close Encounters, and the picture on the card is a girl with pink hair, and she's wearing kind of like a astronaut's uniform, like she has the bubble over her head, and she's holding some kind of creature a fuzzy creature with antennas and really big eyes. And she's surrounded by flowers and plants. And off in the distance behind her is a big moon and some mountains. So it is a really pretty card. But let's see what it all means. That's what I like about this deck. It's just really cute and pretty, and it's just a lot of fun. All right. Oh, I just passed it. Let's see. All right. Here we go. This card also means explore, which makes sense, and stands for curiosity, adventure, wonder, and joy. And here's what it says. And this is the author is Scott Howden. I don't know if I mentioned that to you guys before, but this is what he says in this page. I was always fascinated by the night sky and the shining light of distant stars and planets. From the first time that I saw a shooting star, I knew that I wanted to become an astronaut. I was eager to voyage through space and explore the wonders of distant worlds. As this brave explorer stands on this beautiful alien world, she is awestruck. The exotic landscape, the varied and colorful plant and wildlife fill her with a sense of wonder and joy. When we acknowledge our inquisitive nature and say yes to opportunities and adventure, we open ourselves to new discoveries and connections that can enrich and fulfill our lives in exciting ways. And then there's a quote here from Frank Borman that says, exploration is really the essence of the human spirit. And I just want to say, I guess that card kind of makes sense, speaking about the human spirit. And, this is around the Thanksgiving time when we're, we really want to be thankful for everything that we have. We don't want to dwell upon things that we can't have or that we don't have, but yet really focus on the good things in your life. Appreciate what you do have. That is important. And that's pretty much what Thanksgiving is all about. Being thankful and grateful. Just knowing that you could be worse off. You really could. There's probably a lot of people that are worse off than you. And so just be grateful and thankful of what you do have. All right. Okay, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So remember, you could connect with me on the Witch Magic Facebook group, as well as Instagram and Twitter. I also have t-shirts available in my coffee shop if you're interested. My oldest daughter, Darcy, made them. And there will be more merch to come. And all these links will be on the show notes. Okay, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving and have a very magical week. So that's going to do it for today. I will be airing these podcasts about once a week, so be sure to tune in. You might want to choose to get notified when I air so that you don't miss a thing. If you have any comments, please feel free to connect with me on my Facebook group. I will leave the link to that, along with my website, on the show notes. Blessed be.